Right. Please introduce yourself and explain why you are a candidate for the Oakland School Board.
And I'm sorry, how much time am I supposed to?
2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes. Okay, great. Thank you. So my name is Mike Hutchinson, and I'm very proud to say I'm a graduate of Oakland Public Schools. I've spent my whole life here in Oakland, and actually I'm a second generation educator here in Oakland. My mom was an active kindergarten teacher in OUSD for 40 years, over a 50-year member of OEA. And my father was an instructor at Laney College and Peralta Colleges for over 20 years. And so we've always been really involved with public education issues in Oakland. Myself, when I graduated high school, I went to UC Berkeley and left to do music for 7 years. And when I came back to the real world and left being an artist, I went back to working in Oakland in the East Bay. And so I worked in the schools and with youth for over 20 years myself. Was always really active and engaged, but in 2011, 2012, we experienced in Oakland our mass school closures when 5 elementary schools were closed. 2 of those elementary schools were Maxwell Park Elementary and Santa Fe Elementary, where I had been working for about 10 years at that point. And so when we found out that our schools were under threat, we started to get even more involved and engaged. And in trying to organize the Santa Fe community to stop the school closure, I lost my job. There was a lot of repercussions from the district, and it kind of led us to starting to look at these issues. Unfortunately, we weren't successful with stopping the closure of our 5 schools in 2012, but we did move the school district off the plan for the other 25 schools that they planned on closing. And so when that happened in 2012, it was an election year. We still had all these battles going on. We had a lot of people, including myself, who had been politicized. And so I decided to run for school board in 2012. I got 45% of the vote, came within 800 votes of winning, and really taught myself a lot of lessons during that process and realized that I couldn't go back to just providing services to the youth I was working with, but we really had to start to work to make sure we had open schools all across Oakland. And so just for the last 8 years, by any means necessary, we've been trying to first stop the school closures and the growth of privatization in Oakland, but more importantly, to try to ensure that every neighborhood has access to a quality public school. And I know for me personally, I benefited from Oakland Public Schools. OUSD literally did everything for me and my family, including put a roof over our head through our mom's salary. And it's really important that I think that we all give back to our school district, but really that we all put in a collective effort to try to grow our school district back to what it was, and hopefully even improve on that so we can, again, have a world-class public education system in Oakland.
Thank you.
Question, if you could just introduce yourself and explain why you are a candidate for the Oakland School Board.
Okay, thank you. My name is Sheila Pope Lawrence. I'm a candidate for the Oakland School Board because I feel that with my experience, I bring a unique perspective. My experience includes elementary experience as a teacher, all the way up to district office as an administrator. And from what I've experienced, it seems that you need quite a variety of folks on the board because of the various things that we're discussing and how they're impacting students and families. And from what I could see so far of what's been happening in Oakland, I just thought I would bring a different lens and it would be beneficial.
Question or
Yeah, I'll go ahead and answer it. So can you introduce yourself and tell us why you're a candidate?
Yes, my name is Jorge Ledma, born and raised here in Oakland. And I have been a lifelong educator, have worked for Oakland Unified School District as a site supervisor with the Early Childhood Education Program and as a administrator with La Escuelita and at Highland Elementary School in past years. And so right now, I'm a candidate because I feel that I have the maturity, the experience, and the will to work with teachers and parents and principals to gather resources, bring resources back to the school site. I don't think that we have failing children. I think that we have children that are bright and energetic and that just need resources. And the testing, I'm totally against this mass production style of testing. So I'm looking forward to speaking up against that. And if we can't do anything about that, at least have alternatives to this sort of corporate style testing that we have that's also connected with why some of the charter schools have been given leeway as a response to the testing. But I believe that the testing is a manufactured crisis, that it's being used against children of color and all the children in our District 5.
Thank you.
Thank you.